Welcome, soldiers, to the first episode of a German Reich Let's Play in Hearts of Iron 4. This is going to be in preparation for the upcoming Together for Victory DLC. We're going to see if we can succeed in Operation Sea Lion, unlike Germany could in real life. We're going to be trying to conquer Europe. A generally pretty historical Let's Play, but with the exception that we're going to win. So let's jump right into it. So the German Reich, we are arguably the most powerful nation at game start. Our national spirits are the fact that we have Adolf Hitler, a dictator, which grants additional political power gain. We are controlled by the Fascist Party, or the National Socialist Deutsche Aber Party. We are bitter losers from the First World War, whereas France was the victor, which grants us ideology drift defense. That won't be too helpful, because you'll find that other AI nations very rarely boost party popularity. And general stat, this is quite a nice national spirit. Division organization plus 5% and planning speed plus 25%. That's pretty fantastic. So I guess we'll jump right into it. We're going to go no non-historical AI focuses. Frankly, well, I guess we're doing a historical campaign. It'll be more fun that way. So, yeah, Iron Man mode, regular difficulty. Let's start. This will be Operation Sea Lion. So the German Reich, it's in a very interesting position, especially in the early game. You are basically what's going to set off World War II, no matter what you do. Whether it be by invading Czechoslovakia, or by invading Poland, or by doing some, far-off thing up in, Scandinavia or anything like that. Eventually, the United Kingdom and France are going to guarantee one of these powers, and it's going to bring everyone into World War II. The good news is that you are probably the best prepared for World War II. You have the most factories, you have the best armies, and generally speaking, the best position to succeed in such a war. Yeah, you can already see that we have a pretty significant amount of civilian factories straight from the get-go. We're going to want to put these more in our homeland in case, while we're over dealing with Poland, France decides to come in and try to, reclaim Alsace-Lorraine or something like that. Military factories, I guess we'll go for, we'll put that up to 25. Make some panzers. Airplanes are very important for Germany if we want any, hope of naval control of the English Channel. I know it sounds a bit odd if you need airplanes for naval control, but it greatly helps in achieving naval supremacy. In terms of dockyards, first of all, we're gonna put these up to infinite. Infinite on that, and wow, we build heavy cruisers pretty quickly. That's quite surprising. In terms of exports, oil is going to be a huge issue for us, like it was for Germany historically. If we can, I want to see if we can, I know this is a bit far-fetched, but if we can actually take out the Netherlands ASAP, then we'll be able to potentially get their colonies. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's going to work out. I think if they capitulate, I'm not entirely sure if they're alone in a war, they'll also give us the colonies. In the case that they don't, it's going to be a bit of an issue, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. Not supply areas, what's called resources, right? Yeah, they do have a pretty significant amount of oil here. Jesus, especially in Malaysia. This is Malaysia, right? Yeah, Singapore, it's a general area. 848 rubber. That's absolutely ridiculous. But that's the UK, so we can't declare war on them anytime soon. Okay, national foci. We have some of the best national foci in the game. I think we should start with the Rhineland. Most land and the Rhineland will no longer be demilitarized zones. In the Treaty of Versailles, if you do not know, the Rhineland was considered a demilitarized zone. This was like instituted by the French as a demilitarized zone to ensure that Germany couldn't really start another World War I. But guess it didn't work out so well for them. No divisions of basic training. Oh, you can see our national unity is very high at game start as well, especially for a major when most of the majors have, some crazy thing going on like the Purge or what's it called, like the terrible national spirits. 30%. Jesus, France. I didn't actually get resources, did I? I guess we can get it from Siam. They might go fascist. Yeah, Venezuela's gonna do that. Hanover. Oh, I should be building this in Hanover. I should be building it in Württemberg. And panzers. That's gonna be very important for our success. Württemberg again. I will start building these in the Rhineland just as soon, or Mosland rather, as soon as I'm able to, as soon as it becomes a non-demilitarized zone again. SS division, I'm sure we can build a few. Mountain brigades, I'm not going to build any, and cavalry are outdated already at this point. So we get enormous political power gain because we are Adolf Hitler. That means we are a dictator, and as a result, I guess we're more politically influential, you could say. Let's take out 2 of these guys, actually, to help in the Spanish Civil... Oh, no, I want him to help with the Spanish Civil War, once that does break out. Yeah, also just because I want to have a general in charge of these guys. I guess we can go with... Well, yeah, if we're going to be on the French border, we definitely want Erich von Manstein, but for now, we're going to be focusing on the Dutch border. And to get those sweet, sweet colonies and all that oil and all. Okay, these guys could just have some random skill 1 general. Do I have one of those? I do. Walter Model, or model. Okay, that should be the basic setup. Do I not have... Oh, yeah, and these guys need to create an army as well. Yeah, I can put them under a slightly better general. I need to get conservative with using the better generals, because by the end of this game, especially as Germany, you're gonna have these just enormous... you're gonna have your screen filled up with armies. Your right column filled up with theaters. So you gotta be a bit conservative about where you place your best generals. I guess we'll go for patrol in the Eastern North Sea. That works for me. You guys can patrol in the Baltic. Same with you. Oh, I should give you a commander, shouldn't I? Oh, great, we have some nice admirals. That's pretty unusual for game start. I guess we'll go for... Don't really want an old guard. I guess we'll go for a superior tactician. For you, an old guard is alright. Karl Donitz, wow, he's great. I'll put him in charge of my new submarine fleet that I'm going to be building. And, yeah, that should be that. Let's get rolling. Especially, in the early game, I was put on speed 5. There's no real detriment to it. And these guys... Oh, yeah, these guys are in a different army, so they can just hang out where they are. Oh! I'm stupid, right? I forgot to... How much is this going to cost? Friesland needs 37 more political power. So once we get to 50, that's what we're going to do ASAP. Now we just sit back and wait to spark World War II. So as Germany, we're definitely going to be we're definitely going to want to be getting Italy and some other, maybe Romania, and definitely Spain into our fascist alliance. We want to make it as strong as possible, and also surround France from multiple sides to, ensure that their demise will be swift. Oh, there it is. There's the 51 political power. Conquer Friesland. Hopefully you'll be able to do that before the world tension goes to 25%, at which point all the democratic majors are going to oh, Germany stands united. Awesome. All the democratic majors are going to start guaranteeing these nations. Yeah, so Poland should, the conquest of Poland should be swift. We'll take our Czechoslovakia if they resist any of our demands. The Anschluss of Austria will quickly follow. And yeah, generally speaking, it's Germany. We're powerful. We're straight out of the Great Depression, and we're ready to win. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, awesome. That gives you an enormous. This is just an amazing focus. 120 political power, 5 army experience, and it's just you get to remilitarize the Rhineland and all that. Do we want to befriend China or befriend Japan? If it was a human playing China, I'd say they could easily stomp Japan, but that's not the case. However, at this time, yeah, I think we'll go for, befriend Japan. Yeah, let's go with that. In terms of modifying the government, no, don't really need to mess with that. Already on partial mobilization, that's lovely. Okay, I think we're gonna want. Do we have a what's his name? Captain of Industry. These guys are great. Let's go with them. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna befriend Japan. Yeah, we're in the Axis Alliance. It'll give us a notification up here if anyone would be willing to join said Axis Alliance. We're already building troops just straight out the gate. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yes. And once these guys are all built, I'm gonna make them a new army that's gonna guard the French border. Look at our production. Glorious German factories. That might be an issue. We're not producing as much artillery as is needed. By the way, you know, if you do not know this, someone should probably tell you, artillery is the key to victory in this game, honestly. If your infantry units are equipped with artillery, they will not lose, especially because the AI is so stupid that they just don't equip their infantry with artillery. So, yeah, you know, you've pretty much got a guaranteed victory on your hands if it works out that way. Spanish Civil War, perfect. Nationalist Spain declares war. Nationalist Spain, would you like, what's it called? Would you like volunteers? How many can I send you? Oh, I only send 2? That's good. 2, there it is. I'll send him over. This is actually pretty essential that we sort this out right away, because we don't want the Republican. I mean, it's not too bad for us if Republican Spain becomes a thing, because they're, you know, they're kind of far from our borders. If we're fighting the Soviet Union, they shouldn't be too much of an issue, but it's just a lot nicer to have nationalist Spain in order to take out France. There's already some fighting around Madrid. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And the divisions have arrived, so let's go down to speed 3 while we're handling all of this. Okay, so my divisions, I think the strategy is just going to be basically hightail it for Madrid. And at that point, if we can actually hold a Madrid line, then we'll go for Barcelona. Frankly, it might be a bit smart to go for Barcelona while their defenses are down, but I don't really care. We're going to win this war either way. Alright, so while the Spanish Civil War is going on, you know, I should basically say, I guess I should basically, like, talk about an overview of how this game is going to go out. So, you know, it's going to be, you know, the basic historical stuff, but I think after we take over France, we're going to want to take out England immediately, and we're going to maintain a fairly a fairly, not pro-communist rhetoric, but, like, not anti-communist rhetoric, you could say. We're not going to be opposing the communists, is the idea, in order for us, for Japan, that's great. Well, that might already put us at odds with them, but we'll see. Reichsautobahn, another fantastic focus, but the point is we don't want to fight the communists. If we can help it, we're going to try to keep combat with the Soviet Union to a minimum. Wow, look at this. Damn, the AI is so stupid in this game, honestly. The Sunflower Patch helped a little bit. Hopefully the Together for Victory expansion will do something, but honestly, right now it's pretty boring. Look at this, they're just sitting there while I take their capital. Ridiculous. Well, good for us, I guess, right? We've already taken over, what's the state up here? Navarra. We should be pressing for Barcelona as soon as we can. So we'll take Madrid, move on to here, and encircle this area. Quickly crush it. Oh, you can see some Soviet volunteers in here. Quickly crush it. Yeah, I'll go for concentrated. I always go for concentrated. Dispersed, I only do if I'm playing, like, the UK or something like that. You know, the famous Battle of Britain and all. Ooh, we're already so ahead on technology. Or we're very much up to date on technology. Mobile warfare, that's awesome. Let's research delay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Capture Madrid. Nice. Good victory. Now, if we can only hold out. I'm a bit worried that someone's going to cut this bit off, but I think some nationalist reinforcements are coming in. Yeah, they're already escaping out the gap. They see, you know, the AI isn't that dumb. Perfect. Okay, let's move into here. Modify the government a bit. Jeez, we gain political power so fast. It's lovely. I guess as long as we're here, we'll take the. Oh, these are all so good. You know what? No, we'll just take a army offense expert. Yeah, let's go with that. Franz Helder. Yeah, as Germany, we're going to be playing a lot of attack and not too much defense, hopefully. Perfect. Wow, this is going to be an enormous victory for the nationalists. Just this little pocket right here. The Balearics are held by the nationalists. It's really interesting how, you know, like, I don't understand why this is, you know, it doesn't make much sense to me why the nationalists would hold the colonies. Like, I think that that colonial holdings would be a bit more, like, conducive to the ideas of communism. If you guys have been, like, reading up on the Together for Victory expansion and how it's going to work out, you've probably read the developer diary about, like, South Africa. That's, like, super exciting to me, how they might go with, like, an anti-colonial approach, or you can align yourself with the Soviet Union if you go communist. It's just the awesomest thing. I mean, look at this, South Africa. I mean, the African theater is basically untouched. You know, except for like tiny bits up. Excuse me, except for like tiny bits up here. you know, there's very little combat in the African theater, so it would open up like an entirely new dimension of warfare. And same with, you know, North America and Oceania, if the other victory expansion promises, or delivers on its promises. Yes, you can already see nationalist Spain is moving more and more of its forces towards Barcelona. I'm just going to help deal with this pocket over here. You know, the nationalists are heavily undersupplied, whereas my troops are, you know, up to date with the best equipment, so I kind of got to help them out. Then we'll move up through here and take a direct route to Barcelona. Perfect. Yeah, once Madrid is captured by the I mean, that's not true necessarily, especially if you're, you know, if it's only AI influencing the nationalists and Republicans. I guess the fall of Madrid isn't too big of a concern, but if you're, you know, as a player, once Madrid falls, I know I've got the Civil War locked down. Actually, frankly, the Spanish Civil War is one of my favorite parts of the game if I'm playing with another player. If the Soviet Union is, you know, is there with its like 3 mobile divisions or something while I'm moving in with my tanks or infantry, you know, it's actually a really interesting dynamic. It really sucks, just like so many areas of the game are just untouched, or, you know, like not tapped into in the way I would like them to be, you know, especially the Spanish Civil War. Like, I feel like this could be an awesome combat where, you know, I mean, it's you know, it's really interesting, you know, like every country has to deal with, you know, a real posse of units. They can't, you know, exert their full industrial capacity on this area. You know, they have to be very tactical. They have to use the aid of the AI, and, you know, they have to cooperate with local forces. I think that could be very interesting, but that's not how it turns out. It's just basically the AI holding the line and you making little poke charges out. Alright, once Barcelona falls, that should be the war won for us. Yeah, should be. I don't know how we're winning this fight. I guess they're just that undersupplied, but whatever, I'm gonna let it happen. Wow. Oh, we're probably already making some soldiers, aren't we? Yeah, this is the second round, I believe, of Württembergian soldiers. Third round? Four. Oh, that's a... Wow, we've got a lot of Württembergian soldiers. Jeez. No, we do not. Never mind. If I get some help from the Spanish cavalry, that'd be greatly appreciated, but it's not gonna happen. Look, their organization is dropping. Let's actually go zoom in on this battle. Close quarter storm. Classic tactics. Oh, come on. I know it's realistic, absolutely, but, you know, it really bugs me when, you know, the AI is just able to, you know, refresh its units one by one. Although I guess this would happen, you know, in the trenches in World War I, so why not now? Well, breaking through that first line didn't do much. We didn't actually accomplish a breakthrough, we just took a bit of land. That's just a dumb fight, shouldn't fight that. Same with that. Okay, I'll let them move to where they will. Okay. Construction 1 is complete, that's lovely. Let's move straight on to improved machine tools. Now let's hit this guy. 2 against wood, 1 is a fight we should be able to win. Wow, look at that, we're still, oh my god, we're winning both of these fights. That's how undersupplied these Spaniards are. Wow. Alright, so once we take Barcelona, yep, this war will be wrapped up. Then we'll actually, what focus are we doing right now? Reichsautobahn. Yeah, we're going to focus more on industry, building that up. And once we've got around maybe, who knows, like 100 or 80 or so civilian factories, we'll actually start working on military. So that actually might be getting into the war, like getting into the middle of the war, but it'll pay off. Okay, so we're making, you know, steady gains to the south here, but none of it really matters. Honestly, taking Barcelona is the entire objective of this campaign. Italy should, you know, join our, yeah, let's... Reichsautobahn is complete. Maximum infrastructure, West Wall, yeah, this works. West Wall works. Cool. So we're gonna add some more forts on the French border to ensure that they don't, I don't know, you know, so that while we're dealing with Poland, we can, you know, leave a minimal garrison over here. But on that note, actually, you know, on the turn of the half here, basically. And with the capture of Barcelona in sight, I think we're gonna have to end off the first episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, soldiers.